Hello, all of you weasel beans out there, and welcome to the stream. I am Raw Zim, and this is 7 Days to Die. It is TF Tuesday, so we're using the TF talkies, so transform me to your heart's content, everybody. We also have Conrad down there in the bottom left working on a 3D model.
Oh, I forgot to mention, but the collar that for my VR chat avatar doesn't really work.
Why not?
One, it has too many polygons. When you drag it into the Unity file, it's like humongous. That's not an issue, but it is like very high poly. It looks like, which could be an issue for performance. And two, it comes into Unity, the FBX file as a bunch of separate, not connected shapes. So it's basically you spot it and the whole thing's exploded. And I don't seem to have a good way of texturing it either, because the textures don't import either.
Wernie? Why did you not mention this months ago?
I guess
Wait.
kind of moved on to other avatars.
We kind of have a, limited time for you to come report problems.
Also, I mean, the one avatar it didn't work on, and I just didn't add it. I removed the other one, and then I didn't put it on any avatars for a while until my most recent wild dog avatar I made. I tried to put it on, and then it didn't work because it was not going to fit on it right.
Okay. Anyways. Yeah, what, Raijin said there, Thunderfang is a stream team here on Twitch. And, also, we are doing a moving fundraiser today. We're trying to raise funds for my move at the end of the month. And we need your help. So, yeah.
In
Please
front of
consider
your
helping
two
out.
pat. In
What was
front
that?
of your two pats. If you would like to help, tip. If you would like to see Ren suffer, tip.
Yeah.
And if you want good art, or at least to be in a raffle for good art, tip.
Yeah, we do have a lot of artists on the raffle for it.
Give you 99 cents in the lollipop I have in my pocket.
There's also some wonderful other reviews if anyone's curious, such as, for example, Rockruff Short Shot from Key, which is only, like $200 away? 150.
I got no idea.
Or no, that's no, 150 is for Ren committing the food crime. Oh god, we're so close.
I am prepared to be disappointed in him. Somehow more so than I already am.
Ow!
Pat,
Fine,
pat
Ren.
the Ren.
How?
If it makes you feel any better, you can never disappoint more than Mala.
Well, now
a
I'm wondering
fluffier
if I
Weasel
should make
Beans.
Comet evil.
I'm a fluffier Weasel than Ren, by the way.
Oh my gosh. If you want to know whether to make Comet evil or not, I think we should let Ren decide.
Ren, are you having Malort tonight?
No,
But earlier you said you needed a drink.
I'm good
Any
now.
drink is better than that fucking drink. I hate that shit.
Hey, Wernie, congrats! That is the swear jar.
Fuck.
Took all of about, what, 3 minutes?
Indeed. Wait, why can't I... What tools are required? Oh, cooking pot. Crap.
You know?
Truly, this is the dankest dungeon.
Wernimal tipped $5. Poop comes out of the butt.
Thanks for that.
I've been at work, like, when I go through clips, I occasionally get clips of this, like, show podcast thing, which is like the New York subway and people give their hot takes. I want to see Wernie in that.
Someday.
Um,
I'm on the subway a lot. He'll be muted. I almost was my friend Zane does like the New York City for walks and for rides. We have like a furry version of that going on now.
Oh dear.
Whenever we do a fur rides, a bunch of fucking fursuiters on the G train in New York.
So what were you gonna say, Bren?
oh, Ryan asked me if I need a hug. I just said I'm good.
I
Alright.
should squish you.
Do you need 2 hugs?
Yes.
What about 4 hugs?
Yes.
I want to bap Raijin's beard around with my paws again.
Be right back.
I think Ren's gonna do it for you. It's fine.
Good.
Also, Zim, I'm... no, I need to quote Star Wars for this one. Master Zim, you disappoint me. Tal holds you in such high esteem. Surely you can do better.
What are you talking about?
You disappointed me when you said weasel beans. It was right there, Zim. Beans.
I'm not that good at puns.
It was
I don't
right
know if you've
there.
noticed, but I don't really do them.
Nah, don't worry, I get it. Hi, Vari.
Hello, Vari.
Why did you miss all the chaos? You radiate chaos. You even missed poop comes out of the butt.
It's from a song, by the way, that I came across on TikTok.
Well, that was your
Not
first
stuck
mistake.
in my head.
That was your first mistake.
Yeah.
So Zim,
Yes.
I need an opinion on this.
42.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Anytime.
Is it more cursed for a dangerous animal to become harmless, or for a harmless animal to become dangerous?
Cursed?
Or just, like, what's worst?
Repeat the options.
A dangerous animal to become harmless, or a harmless animal to become dangerous?
Harmless
What's
to
worse?
become dangerous.
Why?
Because it's more terrifying when you aren't expecting it in the first place.
I guess the Everglades must be made 100% danger. Oh well. Oh yeah, that's right. Florida does have like a huge nuclear power plant. What happened with that thing?
Pat, pat the gip gap.
It continues to be terrifying.
What does?
I mean, this thing has only been open since 1967.
What?
Turkey Point Nuclear Generating Station. They put a nuclear power plant on like South Florida because that was a good idea, of course. And then they just keep extending it because they don't want to build a new one, but they also don't want to like fully overhaul it because it's really expensive. So they keep doing like piecemeal increases and renovations and stuff, and it just keeps being elongated over and over and over again. So you know, it's only what, like a 60-year-old nuclear power plant at this point. And they're gonna keep extending it probably.
Oh my god, this thing is going to take forever to break. Why, game? Why?
You put it the wrong way around.
No, it's one of the ones that are now locked open.
No, good luck. Yeah, anyway, what's the worst that could happen if you have an ancient nuclear power station in the post-apocalypse?
I think there's actually one in Fallout 4.
Is there a nuclear power station in Fallout 4?
I think so.
Our modest fellowship expands. Praise the sub.
Quiet just resubscribed for 6 months.
Kiatu, thank you very much for that resub. And your 6 months of support. How are you? Oh yeah, post-apocalypse where things are actually somewhat working out now.
I mean, unironically, that has actually been like a very particular vibe that Bethesda has gone for. Um, like Fallout 1 is pretty post-apocalypse, but it has those kind of signs of like life and rebuilding. Fallout 2 is a lot more post-apocalypse. 3 is pretty post-apoc, but then like New Vegas leans pretty heavily on the post-apocalypse. It's just Bethesda specifically stated they want to keep Fallout in the post-apocalypse setting without it going further. They don't really want to engage in the post-apocalypse part of the setting.
I would like to see something explore that a bit more. Because they all do tend to be just... Ah, yes. The apocalypse has just happened and nobody's recovered or anything.
That's pretty much what you get with New Vegas and Fallout.
Yeah, and that's why people like New Vegas the best. And that's the one that wasn't made by Bethesda.
Same for Fallout 2. Like, even down to the bare bones of Fallout New Vegas, it's like literally the opening of the game is like, oh, what's the NCR? Oh, the New California Republic. Yeah, they're like an actual country. You know, functioning it is difficult to call it a functioning country, but they're like basically a country. They've got their flag, they've got a military, they've got politics, they've got a president, they've got everything. The whole shebang. They're like an actual thing. What are they arguing over? They're not arguing over like the scraps of a ruined building. They're like trying to conquer and annex territories. They're fighting over power plants. They're like trying to get electricity flowing. They've got scientists, people, doctors working. Like it's reaching that stage of like society is actually advancing, which is kind of why to me it's like a bit of a shame, because it's not bad to have a post-apocalypse setting. But I agree with you in that, like, I often think things kind of get stuck in wanting to maintain that post-apoc vibe without ever progressing. And that's, like, the real shame, because the interesting part should be what lessons we take, how we grow as a species, like, how does the apocalypse coming to the world shape the future? And, like, it's literally one of the messages of New Vegas, like, how do we move forward? What are the different factions? How do they justify their post-apocalyptic beliefs? Even down to like Fallout 4's business, right? Like, what do the different factions mean? What does the Institute mean? What does the Minutemen mean? What do the Brotherhood of Steel mean? What does the Railroad mean? What do they tell you about the society that has formed now afterwards? And, you know, what do they represent? That should be the meat of like a good post-apocalypse story. And then the progression into the post-apoc should be a natural continuation of that message. It just it's difficult to explore it. And to clarify, like, Seamus, because I'm not sure on Dying Light 2, but I don't mean like getting things up and running again. Like, I think that's kind of the key difference. Like, the post-apocalypse setting can include the beginning of rebuilding, right? Like, that's usually fine. But we're talking like a setting where you have the post-apocalypse, except things have already started moving past. Like, people aren't necessarily dying of thirst and hunger and scavenging in the ruins. You still have the effects and ramifications of the apocalypse to deal with, but now you might be having an actual functioning society within that like post-apocalyptic setting. You don't have like everyone rummaging around and scavenging for canned food. You have like farms up and running, and now there's issues because like the environment has been destroyed. So how do you get fresh water? And conflicts over the scarce resources. But now you're like progressing into broader societal issues more reminiscent of functioning places. That's kind of where it becomes more difficult to write it, because you're running into like what to me is the coolest part about the setting, which is the weird mishmash of modern but also past things, where you might have like borderline feudal agricultural systems, but then like people are using laser guns and helicopters, or like you're dealing with people trying to get like solar power plants up and running in order to provide power for their underground farming facilities because they need to engage in underground hydroponics because the surface is a wreck. But then they're fighting with like swords and spears because they can't really manufacture firearms that like they don't have the capability to do so. And trying to play within those contrasts of like new and old technology, you then add in new and old ideas. Like, does a democracy work in a wasteland society? How do you hold an election when half of the people can't even read, but then the rest of your population is like doctors, engineers, scientists, people who have actual like education and genuinely do know best? Does a democracy function under those circumstances when like people can't read, but then you have like a nuclear scientist? Do you engage in, like, for example, automation and robotics if, say, that is what brought about the end of the world? How do you handle all these weird sorts of issues that start popping up once you get past the basics of survival? And you have to engage in, like, what comes after? How do you progress forward?
How do you recover from all of that? Yeah, we're talking about, like, zombie apocalypse, but the zombies are all gone. That's the kind of time period we're talking about. Or maybe there's just a few of them, but they're not a threat, because they're basically gone. That's what I'm talking about with this.
Yeah, like, you know World War Z? Like the movie?
Mm-hmm.
So the book that it was based on, one of the things that I always found interesting about it, like I have my criticisms and stuff of the book nowadays, but one of the things that marked me when I read it is that it made an effort to split itself into 3 parts. The before, the during, and the after. So like, the zombie apocalypse basically beginning, like the start of it all, how everything went wrong, etc. And it tries pretty hard to lay the foundation for it, even down to like, oh, how did it spread in the US? Well, the military was incompetent, nobody paid attention to authorities, the disease spread rapidly, blah, blah, blah. Cool, okay, fine, whatever. How did people react on the during? Okay, society functionally collapsed. But you don't get like the Walking Dead zombie apocalypse, everyone died. You instead get like, oh, well, basically the government pulled back to like the west coast and used the mountains to fortify and establish like a defensive perimeter. What happens to the people during that? Well, everyone who's like an accountant or a stock market person, yeah, they're functionally useless. Now they have to learn to make guns and work steel because we have no longer a functioning economic system. Now we need to like deal with basic survival necessities. And that kind of like evolution of the society in the context of the book, I found interesting. Even down to like some really cool things. Like in the book, there's a whole segment about a nuclear submarine crew who basically escapes and effectively revolts. And one of the things they do is they have their nuclear reactor powered submarine. They go to like an atoll in the Pacific, and there's a bunch of other boats that need power. So they give power to the boats from their nuclear reactor. And in turn, they get a bunch of stuff. But then because they're being chased by the Chinese, they gotta keep running. So like, okay, you're setting up like some interesting current conflicts. Like the world is still ongoing. People are still doing stuff. Decisions are still being made. People are like surviving and even trying to thrive. It's not just a dead world of zombies. And then you get into the afterwards. And it's like different countries survived in different ways. They changed fundamentally how they behaved, how they appeared. Different leaders, different people had influential impacts in the societies and the books. So what comes out afterwards? How do people now engage in society? There was this whole segment in the book about like dealing with zombies stuck in the bottom of the ocean and how there were entire operations dedicated to cleaning them up. Or like in parts of the world, houses were built like elevated because it'd be harder for a zombie to get into a house that's built upwards because you can just climb the ladder and the zombie can't. Like you start to see that in the context of the book, society's changed and things happened. The world survived. It's been changed forever. But things survived and moved forward, and eventually the threat got dealt with, and what's next? It's the thing where I learned to enjoy that post-apocalypse setting. Or like as much as I enjoy having like scrap shacks and houses and pipe guns, like what comes after eventually? Because you deal with that enough and it just kind of becomes boring. What's next?
Oh darn, Wernie's deafened.
Are you gonna yell at Wernie?
No, I decided since he really hates Malort, I was going to tell him about the drink that Cass invented yesterday.
No. Send him a DM with it. He'll probably leave the VC eventually if he's deafened.
Yeah, it won't be long before he'll be gone.
Well, Ren, do you want to tell everyone about the event that we just had ordering food?
No, you can go ahead.
Oh. You okay, Ren?
Ren's had a night. Basically, the short of it is that Ren ordered food. And we got an order. And somewhere along the lines, what we received was absolutely not what we ordered.
At least get a refund for it.
I mean, so like we got a whole extra drink, just a second drink for some reason. The order was supposed to have only
A
2
new
items with
subscriber
chicken on it.
arrives. It fills you with determination.
Hardwolf Essex just resubscribed for 28 months.
Artie, thank you for that resub and your 28 months of support at Tier 3. Pat, pat, pat.
So now the question is, has Artie finished their character sheet?
Oh dear.
Well, anyway, the short of it is, we ordered. There were supposed to only be 2 items with chicken on it. Instead, we received everything but 2 items has chicken on it. We received an entire extra drink. And it turned out that Ren forgot to order food for himself, but for some reason we ended up with 2 extra items, so we got food anyway.
Yay.
It's like they saw our order and just threw a bunch of random stuff in the bag.
Demand a refund. Easier.
Sorry, everybody. I'm responding to a Scar question I noticed.
How dare you? Also, to be fair, Kyoto, I'm not familiar with the settings that you mentioned, but I will say there really aren't enough the cool post-apocalypse. Not that there aren't enough post-apocs, I just think a lot of them aren't cool enough. But also, I blame, like, I don't know how to describe it other than, like, attempted gritty realism. Like, there's just such a modern tendency for a lot of media to be this, like, gritty, realistic thing that basically they put, like, a gray filter on it to make it look serious. And they just want everything to be like, ah, yes, we're going to have our new, like, setting with realism and realistic and gritty. And I just kind of sit there looking at it like, wow. But, like, this setting has, like, lasers and electric zap weapons and go boom and cool wacky shit. Can I have some of that, please? Some more. Like, I love me some realism, but there's just such an obsession with, like, gritty realism. It's funky. And I dislike it. Actually, yeah, you hit the nail on what I was about to say, Jay Satirical. Like, I think what bothers me the most about the things that I see with that aspect are, like, they carry the sense of, like, yeah, well, you know what? Everything's fucked. Everything sucks anyway. But, like, one of the reasons I feel Fallout kind of ends up hitting in the end is because no matter what happens in most of the games, you progress forward. The one big exception is one of the games, which I will not mention for now. But for the most part, most of the games either give you the freedom to finagle with the ending, or you get a very clear-cut, like, quote-unquote, good ending, aside from joke endings. Which, for the most part, kind of just effectively says, well, life continues on. Keep going. I mean, even if you're, like, the worst person imaginable, it just pretty much just goes like, well, and, you know, and anyway, life continued on. That's just kind of it. You were, like, you were a big part of the wasteland, but you were yet another footnote in history. And that combination of that kind of storytelling with the, on one hand, dark and serious aspect of the setting, but also the whimsy and the silliness. It's kind of what gives a lot of even just post-apocalyptic regular stories their power. Because inherently, you're already assuming that there's going to be something after the apocalypse. But if all you're saying is, like, shit's fucked, everyone's gonna die, well, what's the point? You might as well just let the apocalypse kill everyone. But if there's, like, a path forward, inherently the message is always gonna be, at the end of the day, no matter what, you know, things are gonna continue, we're gonna survive. There's a future. Like, there's something. I don't know, I feel like a lot of things just don't have that kind of whimsy sometimes. That's sad. God forbid the number of fucking TV shows about cartels and gangs and stuff, and they all try to be like gritty realism, gray filter, or yellow Mexican filter. And I just sit there staring at like, this is like the fifth of these shows you've watched. How many of them have you watched? Oh well, I watched Cartel, I watched Narcos, I watched Trafficking, I watched this, and you're like, oh my god, do you actually watch like 5 of these shows? Yes. And it's like, ugh. At least just watch only one. You're not gonna capture the magic of Breaking Bad again. It's already been done.
Yeah. So many of them have been trying to get onto that bandwagon. It's just like, okay, guys.
Okay, but like, unironically, one of the reasons I think in part the show worked is because fundamentally it didn't. Okay. What I think ends up really going wrong with a lot of those shows is that one of the things Breaking Bad really focuses on at the end of the day is Walter. That's effectively his show. It spirals into other plot lines. It does delve into other topics. It does mess up a lot of other stuff. It's a very cool show. It also hits a lot of things. But fundamentally, the show's about Walter. Some of these other shows try to be about the concept of illicit substances and the shenanigans that happen around them, which is not impossible to make a show on. You just have to make it differently. And it just so happens they all pick the exact same formula and attempt the same vibe. And it's like, okay, you're literally repeating the homework of the last 15 people. Like, somebody uploaded their homework to Reddit and you just keep copy-pasting it. But also, like, what identity does the show have? What do I get out of this show? What's the vibe?
Why is it different?
For lack of a better term, like, the most... If you go look at any Breaking Bad clip show, right? Like, if you go browse through clips, if you go browse through YouTube and whatnot, you're going to find a lot of the show's most iconic clips aren't, like, negotiations over substances. It's gonna be like, when this character did this one moment where this character did this is the moment where Mike Ehrmantraut became Mike. You know, whatever memery people want to do with it, a lot of them end up being either character moments or very visually impressive moments, but a lot of times they have that background behind them. They have the build-up. They have, like, the thing going for them. And that makes them really cool. But otherwise... See, Var, even past just the memes, like, there are some... They're memetic, but they're not memes. Like, they're just cool show moments. Like, pizza getting thrown on the roof is a bit of a meme, but it is a genuine character moment in the story. If you run into, like, Face Off, like, where like, Gus gets his face half blown off. Even that moment has so much of the character writing behind it to really make it land. It's like, oh, you're literally killing off one of the biggest characters in the show. It's not done just, like, disrespectfully, it's not done carelessly. There's enough thought put and care put into it that even if you can raise some criticisms about it, oh, the way the character walked out of a room after a bomb went off in it, people will dig into the way the character walked out of that room and how it's a consistent part of the characterization. It's like, if you do the good writing, people notice. But fundamentally, it ends up being a character thing. That's, like, part of the core identity of the show. It's a heavily character-driven show. A lot of the actions, like, line into things that people enjoy watching shows over. But the emotional connection of the show still remains in the characters. Basically, for lack of a better term, nobody gives a shit about a cartel. Everyone gives a shit if there's a character in there that you care about. Or at least some emotional connection to it that you can bring forth. So like just with a lot of the shows, the vibe falls off because like if you want to make a concept the show, usually the concept, especially if it's been done to death, isn't strong enough to carry the whole show. Like you need something more than just a concept. So this is my essay on why post-apocalypse is a good setting.
I don't understand what that had to do with anything else there, but sure.
Yeah, I agree. So I've had
mostly-
some alert now, Gabby. So sell me on your Fallout campaign, and I'll say yes or no.
Do you think I could run a Fallout campaign? There you go. That's the fundamental question. Do you think I should?
He did say sell him on it.
I mean, yeah, but like, I feel like he's a good enough judging character that he knows me enough to say like if it's a bad idea or a good idea to even start with. Mari, it's Gabby with one B. Why do people at the other B? It's not in my name.
Because the pronunciation in English for the way you want it written is Gaby.
It's not my fault if you speak wrong.
That is the proper way to speak.
English is wrong.
All right, Gabby, send me a fan fiction you've written, and I'll judge based on that.
I don't have one on hand. All I have are like the insanely stupid things I wrote in middle school. Look, my immediate thought on a campaign would basically be, all right, let's turn Florida into a hellhole. You think it already is? Cool. Let me pick a few of the big cities, a few of the key locations, a couple of the environments around it, and let's just sprinkle in the fallout. Go for a couple of factions that I already got a few in mind that could easily be flipped around, and then apply the Florida isms. What threatens Florida? Hurricanes? Cool. What if somebody made a machine that nukes hurricanes, and then it's just kept functioning into the post-apocalypse? Horribly so. You thought a hurricane was bad? How about a nuclear irradiated hurricane? We keep the spice of fallout, of the terrible decisions that we've made coming back to haunt us in the present. Because the past is full of mistakes. And then we just keep highlighting all of that all over Florida, because Florida is a mistake and should be recognized as a mistake in and of itself. So we just delve into all the bad Florida has done and we like amplify it.
All right,
You
fine,
think-
fine, Gabby. Let's do this.
Uh-huh.
So when the nukes fell,
Uh-huh.
and it hit Florida,
Uh-huh.
it took over all of Disneyland. All of Disneyland got irradiated. But then I came in and I decided I'm going to use that real estate as my home base location. And I'm going to utilize the irradiated corpses of Disneyland adults who visit that resort every single day because they have nothing better going on in their lives. What do you provide for me?
What do you mean when you say use the irradiated corpses of adults who visit Disneyland every day? Like ghouls? Or just corpses?
I don't know. You're the storyteller. What do I get?
Alright, so let's see. How many parks is Disneyland again? Let's see. Alright, fine. I'll cook up a parody of all Disney parks in Florida, but work them into 2077. Magic Kingdom, or let's say you get the Animal Kingdom, alright? What do you do with Animal Kingdom? Well, if we've got robots and we've got synthetics, how about synthetic robot dinosaurs? That'll be cool. That'll sell. What could possibly go wrong with this? You only have to clear out all the horde abominations we've recreated and have now been mutated. We brought back the woolly mammoth. Now get ready for a little bit of radiation to mess with it. We've created some abominations and experiments for the sake of entertaining children. Good luck with that. Don't forget, Disneyland has a lot of parks with a lot of themes. You just gotta explore and mess with the different themes in ways to make it equally horrifying but also hilarious. That would probably be like the main basis of dealing with it. It would be a lot. It'll probably depend too on like which part you pick, because like, assuming you make one of them your home base, something like Epcot, which is meant to be the park of the future, would probably be most hilarious if you make it resemble our future, because in Fallout they recently introduced the transistor and the microprocessor. So you get Epcot and it's a park of the future, and it's like, hey, computers, smartphones, social media, the internet. Yeah, this is the future we've always dreamed of. This is what could be the future. But, you know, with a little bit of the flair of like advanced robots. Magic Kingdom, yeah, horrible experimentations. If you go through Hollywood Studios would probably be the most difficult, so we just nuke Hollywood Studios and make it unrecognizable. Or we get a bunch of popular stars from like the 50s and we make a couple of ghouls out of them. Impersonators, they're off. I forget what the other two parks are. Yeah, if you've got Magic Kingdom, that would be a right in of itself. I'd have to think about Magic Kingdom. What's the other one? I already mentioned Epcot. Is there only 4? I thought there was 5. There's only 4 really important ones. And of course you get all the... Oh, that's right. That's the water park. Don't touch the water. It's very green.
But water park.
Would you like to touch the water?
Yes.
Oh, look. The water is ticklish when you touch it.
All right. I'll allow Gabby to run a short shot. Rin has to be a part of it.
Is that all it took to convince you, knowing that I would punish Ren's bad decision making?
I think I'm gonna pineapple this because I'm already in too many short shots now. I'm in too many of them.
Wait, what short shots are you in? And why does that matter? Because they're short and you'll be over real fast.
I still have to make a freaking character for them.
You could ask me!
Raijin? Or... Ren? You're not in any short shots!
Aren't I gonna be the one in the Breezel one?
Yeah, but that hasn't been unlocked yet. And we don't know yet
And
if
also
it's
you'd
going
be playing
to
as
be.
Rain.
That too. You'll just be playing as Rain.
Lol.
You won't have to
For
make
your
a
information-
character at all for the Bleasel short shot.
For your information, Gabby, I was going to say that before Rin decided to pipe up.
That's hilarious. But see, Raijin is of the same mentality. It's a short shot.
But the problem is that I want a long-term Fallout campaign.
That's difficult. It takes effort.
I understand that, Zim, but I will always maintain some level of skepticism with a new storyteller. Like, I expect when I start doing my own campaign that I start with a short shot and we see how that performs.
Exactly.
I suppose that's fair.
It's entirely possible that Gabby just crumbles under the pressure of being a storyteller.
Exactly.
Yeah, I suppose we really should start with short shots for new storytellers. I've been thinking that for a while, but at the same time, I just want campaign.
All right. Well,
I
what
want
if
to
you
play
just
as
keep it
Finbro.
simple? What if you keep it simple? Just make a short shot for the Fallout, and then you can keep the character continuing on to the next one.
Because I still haven't gotten to play as Fuse.
Sounds like a skill issue.
I will make it a Ren issue.
A Ren issue?
What does that mean?
Oh, good. Werny, you showed back up. So, do you want to hear about the drink that Cass invented using Malort yesterday?
Oh no. It has Malort in it. I don't wanna.
I tried it and I actually think it's quite good. It improved on the flavor profile of the Malort.
Oh boy.
The drink is this, it's pickle juice and Malort.
Interesting.
PJNM. Pickle juice and Malort.
So, the funny thing about it is that for some reason, the pickle juice cancels out the Malort and it just ends up tasting like a shitty beer.
Isn't beer like piss water anyway?
Yes.
Oh, we're not attempting that one. No, no, no.
But why even not? Then what's the point?
Have you heard of Malort before, Gabby?
No.
So, it's as far as I know, it has the reputation of being the most disgusting possible tasting liqueur. But people describe it as having the same notes of drinking Pine Sol.
Sounds delicious.
Right? I thought it tasted good.
Some days I think you have like good taste in something or another, or that like you have a good judgment, and then I question you.
So, which day is this?
I don't know. Could go either way. You're unique.
He is cute. And lovable. And smoochable. Mwah.
Wait, secret. Why would the pin message? Why?
Ah, yes, because it's talking about... Oh, wait, no. It was updated.
Yeah,
Why would we change the pinned message, Secret Rue?
that's my question.
We're still doing a fundraiser, and we haven't reached that goal yet. Well, you coming, zombies?
Ah, never mind. I know what you would encounter in Hollywood studios. It's a vault where the experiment is about influencing people. Every year you have to go into a computer and input what kind of media you would make to influence people. And the computer has been programmed with the idea of the kind of things people like or dislike, an algorithm, if you will. And depending on how well your idea plays to the algorithm, the computer ranks you higher or lower. And the best performing person gets to become the overseer of the vault for a whole year. And the lower you are, the lower in the social strata you are. And if you're low enough, then you have to be a servant to the people who do well. This has no bearing or social commentary on modern day life at all. Don't worry about it.
Ooh, beer.
Beer.
Oh, crap. I'm getting a lot of zombies in here. And my weapon just broke.
Uh-oh. See, that's why you need to have Ren with you. We could shark all the zombies.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm dead.
The worst part is I unironically would trust Ren with a, I would trust Ren with a rifle in 7 days. Which is not, like, something I normally give people because I think rifle sucks. And you're way better off with literally anything. Except the rifle. But I think Ren has the gamer skills to pull it off.
Except, he also got his, roles to account for.
No, this is a game.
Exactly.
The game doesn't roll, you just shoot.
It's still got luck.
In 7 days?
Well, no, but, it's just Ren and luck and...
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, in 7 days, I would give Red the rifle, I mean.
Okay, zombie, just finish me off. Hi.
What if we gave Ren power armor?
I rolled -1.
No. That's not what we're rolling. You're not... It's not a roll one whether you have power armor or not. You have power armor. The question is, what would you do with it?
Try to attack. Watch.
Oh no. I just had a realization. It actually would be perfect for you. Because, like, the power armor's like a shield, except you wear the shield. And you can also attack with it.
Yeah, you like your shield, build.
Alright, Ren's the power armor user, it's decided.
Indeed.
Sorry, Zim, no power armor for you. Only Ren.
Oh, that's fine. I wouldn't want power armor for Venro.
What is Venro anyway?
Night
do you do?
Stalker?
Yeah, but
Oh, the build.
yeah.
Well, Well, that's to be seen.
Suspicious.
Nah, he's going to be a more of a stealthy build, long range kind of thing.
How would you implement VATS in Scar?
I don't think we would have that.
I guess you could make it like an accessory that grants you the thing that gives you an extra action. That probably would be the best way to do it. At least like, or at least just gives you a bunch of buffs in one go. Because yeah, I don't think you can properly VATS.
Well, the whole idea behind VATS, as I understand it, was that it was implemented because they couldn't figure out how to make a proper shooting system. So their response was, we're just going to go ahead and, or they wanted to make an FPS. And they didn't know how. So their response was, we're just going to make it where you could just hit a button and hit. And
Yes
do a
and
roll
no.
and stuff. So, honestly, VATS is just the turn order. It really
Yes.
is.
I was gonna say yes and no in the sense that like in the, at least in Fallout 1 and 2, it's just how you attacked, period. Basically, you would click the thing and the idea was your Pip-Boy would help you target, I guess, for lack of a better term. Which is why, like in VATS, you would see the percentages and such as it's your Vaultic assisted targeting system. So it's just a helpful targeting system. And then with the games, the 3D games, it kind of evolved into what you're saying. But it retains that like targeting assistance kind of vibe. It's the Vaultic assisted targeting system.
Well,
So it becomes more of an aiming aid.
Kiatu has apparently read the... Because, yeah, I do remember that there was a Fallout tabletop RPG made. And apparently in that, it's just how the game worked. So I guess for us, it would be... Oh, what we already have built into Scar. Where we can choose to try and target specific body. Like, nobody does it, really. But that is baked into Scar. Where you can just choose to try and hit a particular part of somebody, and, you know, your difficulty might or might not change depending on where you're aiming, but...
That's partly because I think in the pen and papers, if you don't target a body part, you hit a random body part. So you just roll for where you hit. I think, if I remember correctly. So, kinda.
Sham chowder? Ooh, good food. Finally, though I don't think I'd actually trust that, but hey, it's food, and I need food, so this is fine.
Lol. Sham chowder.
Speaking of food, the Rex has arrived.
Hey. To be fair, Irvis, that would be very dependent on the broader agreed upon setting. Like, my default assumption would be if you're just going for like furry human tabletop, there you go. It's not like particularly hard. You just take any anthropomorphic species. Probably able to add in a couple of more Fallouty ones. Like, yeah, you get like your Anthro Night Stalkers and so on.
Sorry, I was
Part of
talking
it.
with Rex. What were you mumbling?
No, Irvis was asking like what kind of creatures would be able to play in a Fallout campaign besides human. So it'll partly depend on like the specific setting you pick. Like, yeah, if you're gonna pick something early enough or late enough, like something like Super Mutant might not be viable because lore reasons. Or if you pick like a general anthro furry world, then pretty much any anthro species becomes viable. So partly depends on that. But technically you can also like you can run a Fallout-esque setting in any particular setting you want. Like there's nothing stopping someone from being like, I want to run Fallout setting in uh Arlem's Wild. And you just tweak it to the setting, but you retain the vibe of it. You could run a Pokemon Fallout or a Digimon Fallout campaign as long as you work towards it. And I say that because My Little Pony has its Fallout setting with way more fanfics that are way longer than you would ever imagine.
Trust me, I know.
I know you know.
Like I said, I was a My Little Pony fan a while ago. I know about film fiction.
Yeah.
All right, Rin, send me some of the fan fiction you've written.
So
I never written fan fiction.
when
just
when
read.
when it comes to our campaigns, they're all going to be furry because, well, it's this community. I ain't
Yeah.
running a. Like, if you want to play human, go for it, but, yeah.
Okay, Rin, do you want to discover just how magical friendship can be tonight?
I think I'm good.
I'm gonna take thermal paste and rub it on your hand, right, Jim?
Why are you rubbing it on my hand?
You deserve it.
Gabby, what did I do?
Evil. Uh, but yeah, just satirical, like that would be part of where you would kind of want to hash out the vibe of whatever campaign you're running in advance. Like, Deathclaws have serious lore behind them. So how you incorporate the Anthros into the world does matter. Like, for example, if you're gonna say like any species can have an Anthro species made of it just casually, okay. But like Night Stalkers are the result of an experiment, for example. So like there wouldn't be naturally occurring Night Stalkers. How do Night Stalkers fall into your world? Are you the result of like a genetic experiment into Anthro from pre-war that survived into the wasteland? Are there still feral Night Stalkers and Deathclaws around? Or do you get rid of those in the setting and go for other things?
All I know is I'm going to be playing an Anthro Night Stalker. And
Yeah,
as for the As for targeting specific body parts, that is something that I've wanted to work into Scar for a while. In particular, for the sake of running like a monster hunter campaign where you are actually hunting the monsters. Because, targeting specific body parts has, impact of all sorts. I wanted to put a system into Scar for that for a while. I just haven't gotten around to it because there's other more higher priority things. But that said, you could still put it in.
The system I found most simple and convenient that worked was one of the tabletops I played where basically different body parts had modifiers for how much more difficult or easy they were to target, and otherwise if you just by default hit someone, it was in the torso or their big non-specific damage area, basically, and hitting different limbs had different debuffs that they would put on the person. For example, if you're gonna hit him in the eye, that's gonna introduce a very heavy, for example, perception debuff. Or if you're gonna hit them in the arms, that might not necessarily apply as big a debuff as hitting them in the eye, but you can no longer use a two-handed weapon if you have one of your arms crippled, and so on.
I was planning to put in a system where each body, if you're using this system, each body part is going to have its own health pool.
Mm-hmm.
And it's something that I personally would find fun, but I know that a lot of people would not care for that system.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, each body part would have its own health pool, and, you do enough damage to that body part, well, it's disabled. You take out their arm, yeah, no more two-handed attacks. It's not like it's been completely removed, but it is still unusable.
Makes sense. It would be the kind of thing where to a degree it'll intrinsically require a bit more bookkeeping and the like. I don't think it's necessarily bad. It would probably just be one of those optional systems.
Mm-hmm.
With that emphasis on the main advantage that I see to that kind of thing is that it can spice up fairly boring / typical tactical combat. Okay, for that system in particular that I was referring to, it made something like using a weapon that much more interesting, because you could spend every turn just hitting someone, and sure, you can play around with the orders, abilities, whatnot, but there's a big difference between you're wielding a melee weapon and it can be you're wielding a spear that you can throw, and you're facing off against someone with a shotgun. You're not going to be able to hit them with the spear before they immediately blast you with a shotgun, but you know what? What if you throw the spear at their left arm? Okay, now you hurt them really bad in the left arm. You crippled it. They're gonna fire that shotgun with penalty. So now you might be able to close the distance and smack them without them actually being able to effectively shoot you because you've effectively debuffed them. But then how much of the damage transfers into the main HP pool? If I damage someone's arm, does it still count towards their HP in general? Is it half of the damage gets transferred to HP, but the arm takes half of it or whatnot? Because then, is it still worth it?
Is the difficult part in this is figuring out how the damage would actually, how we would handle damage flow. My first thought on this is that you would Like, when you are doing this, it would be a matter of you gotta disable 2 body parts. And that would be the overall health pool. But it's something that I would obviously want to talk with Tal and Era about as well.
Yeah. Because, like, on the flip side, it also particularly when the fully, like, imagine if you're fighting a dragon and you, like, disable the wings and the tail. But, like, why would that, like, be enough to KO a dragon? No, he's still got more limbs. They could still jump and strike at you. Yeah, referring to like the system that we used to use, it was a very like every body part had a different health pool, but only targeting the torso or the head would cause lethal damage. Which for the most part meant it wasn't really worth it to target a limb, but it made boss combats against non-typical enemies really cool, because then you would have those like big abominations and you would be like, what can I target? If you had VATS, like you would get a prompt, because basically you could target individual limbs, but if you had like a weird creature, you don't know what you could even target in the creature. And having VATS would automatically tell you, hey, these are the body parts you can target. And having a Pip-Boy was like a huge advantage, because then you could be like, oh, this monstrosity, what is this? Oh, they have like a targeting sensor targetable body part. Yeah, I want to target that. That sounds like a good idea. You know what I mean?
The Pip-Boy would be...
And
So the Pip-Boy would basically be an analysis kind of thing. Like
it's a targeting assist.
partial... I don't know about making it a targeting assist, because that could be really powerful for one player to have that unless you give it to everybody, but being able to basically have an appraisal to see what parts they have that would be useful to take out would be good.
Yeah, that's what I mean with like a targeting assist. I'm trying to find a specific thing. There we go. Yeah, there's things to fiddle around with. I think the most important part is it just really depends on the vibe that you want to go for. So, like for example, for a Monster Hunter campaign, I would imagine just stuff of trying to make it more fun. Limb targeting transfers only a bit of damage to the main HP pool, but because the abilities they wield can be very powerful, it's like borderline necessary to target the limbs anyway to just take out some of their abilities. Whereas, like, if you're playing on a more quote unquote humanoid campaign, right? If someone gets an arm and a leg shut off, that's probably enough to incapacitate that person entirely. You know what I mean? So there might have to be like inbuilt flexibility in terms of what counts as actual damage for different types of creatures.
Wait.
I guess you can make it like a tweakable value.
Ah, yeah. Nothing. You're on it. Yeah.
Ah. I thought you were gonna say something else. I was gonna be like, wait, what? Or you were talking to Rex.
No, I'm
Both
not.
equally valuable.
He's off in his kennel right now, I think.
In his kennel. Ah! Snake.
Well, yeah. Rex has a kennel. Just like Ren will have a kennel when we're living together.
Oh dear. You know the like thin, nearly invisible plastic wrap? You should put some on the entrance.
Hmm?
Yeah. Like you should get some of the plastic wrap and put it in front of the entrance and see if he forgets to take off the plastic. Dude, realistically, it should be Cass. But Cass isn't here, so I need to bully someone of the plastic.
It's okay. Apparently Ren doesn't want to talk to me right now.
Oh.
And we were having such a good time, too.
Yeah, well, you know what? He's still precious. How about that? Actually, you know what, Zen?
What?
You're right. While Ren isn't here, we should say all the good things we think about Ren. What more devious revenge than telling him that we've praised him and appreciate him? But he has to go back in the VOD and watch it. Also for your viewership.
Are you saying I should exploit my pet for free viewership on YouTube?
What? Nah. That's not what every single pet owner on YouTube does. Nobody should ever do that. Plus, I'm not saying exploit him. I'm just saying if he's not here, we can freely talk about the things that we appreciate about Ren. And, you know, he can't say no to it. So, for example, I can say that despite his sometimes lackluster judgment in terms of actions to take in a tabletop, I think I do greatly respect his willingness to stay in character and his ability to carry on with decisions, even though they may have bad consequences, in the name of both fun roleplay and also, you know, letting there be consequences for his decisions. He's not, you know, I've met people who will immediately try to take back a bad decision just because they know it's going to have a bad consequence, but he relishes in the bad consequences, and it makes for a more fun roleplay. And I think that's fantastic.
Yeah, I will definitely say he has that going for him.
Another thing to easily work on. I think he has a great color taste. He picks wonderful colors. I love them. They're great. Can't argue with them. Like, dare I say, I think he has the best color taste, aside from me. For proof, I raise you, Hyro.
So what were you saying about Ren?
Nothing, what's up?
Well, I heard you mention Hyro.
Oh, well, you can go back in the VOD and check. Nothing. We're just saying good things about Ren if you want the short of it. Because Ren's not listening, so we get to say good things about Ren. Irvas, that is part of the joke. Unironically, I do really like Hyro's design. I think it's really cool. And I think that it looks like good color. Very pretty. Good choice.
Aw, thank you. I appreciate that.
Why are you listening?
Yeah, so you should open up that Only Bleeze, Ren. I was telling you people would pay for it.
There's no way people would buy it. No.
Ren,
Ren, did you
If-
just tell my boyfriend no?
I can hear noises from him that aren't being picked up on his mic.
I heard something there. That sounded very concerning.
I'm okay.
Come
Are
on,
you?
Ren. What's going on?
Yes, I said no to Raijin.
Weasel.
No.
what are you doing to him?
I'm tugging on his earlobe. That's all it takes to make noises with that soundboard.
Can you whisper something really... Can you whisper Skibbity seductively into his ear?
You know, that is a great question, Satirical. How much have you been wearing your collar, Ren?
None. I have it beside me right now, but I have not been wearing it.
My disappointment is immeasurable and my day is ruined.
I'm sorry.
Please tell me some of those breaking noises were from whispering Skibbity into his ear.
Oh, yes, it was.
Please don't lie about that.
Please don't what?
Lie.
All right, well, fine. I whispered something into his ear.
I'm disappointed.
Apparently, he doesn't want me to tell the truth about it not being Skibbity. But, okay.
Is it better or worse than if it were Skibbity? How about that?
How about this? Let's find out.
I only heard how about this.
That sounds so stupid.
Okay, there is hope for him.
That sounds so stupid.
Season.
So there you go. I hope you're happy, Gabby.
I'm very happy, thank you. If you ever desire anything your heart wants, let me know and I shall grant it to you.
Stop calling me evil.
Okay, but like, that's something you want, but it's something that's objectively true. If you're not evil, then what are you? I rest my case. Even Zim called you evil.
When did I call him evil?
You said you were on the side of justice.
That doesn't mean he's evil.
If you're against someone in the side of justice, it means
Law-
they're in the wrong.
Law and chaos are two separate things. They are separate from good and evil.
I mean,
You can be chaotic good.
my counterpoint would be that being chaotic does not mean you're against justice. Justice isn't about the law sometimes. Sometimes justice is about good.
Justice is about the law.
Sounds more like the legal system.
Justice is very much about the law.
Yeah, but what if the law is unjust?
I will also point out that law and chaos do not have to be the law of the land. It is your own personal code.
My personal code is that Raijin is evil. How does that work then?
That is not my code, so
Fair
don't
enough.
care.
What is your code?
Raijin is amazing, and lovable, and smoochable, and cute, and I want to give him many hugs.
But then if you were taking Ren's side during that part of the argument, that means you were against that at that moment.
No. Not at all. You are engaging in some very interesting fallacies here, Gib-Gab.
Well, of course I am. I'm trying to smear Raijin. What else am I trying to do?
And I'm not going to allow it.
But I'm gonna try. After all, there's nothing quite like lobbying the judge, you know?
Mwah, the Raijin.
Stinky. Stinky red panda. That's my moral of the story.
Irvas, Gib-Gab is attempting multiple logical fallacies in order to push a narrative of his own.
Well, everyone's trying to push a narrative of their own.
The true moral of the story, Raijin cute.
You know what my favorite moral of the story is? When people get skill issued. Suck it. Got him. Ah, he died. Sorry. I'm having too much fun. I'm playing this stupid dino game, and playing a herbivore and being chased by carnivores is funny because sometimes you have abilities they don't realize you have. Like the fact that I can jump off of a cliff and he can't. Because I took fall damage reductions and my dino's way lighter than his dino. So I jump off a cliff in a very particular way. I don't take any damage. I look back, I see he jumps off the same cliff, but he does it poorly and he immediately dies of fall damage.
Nice. Noise.
I'm just a gremlin. Like I picked this packy specifically to be a little running gremlin. It's not the fastest dino in the game per se, but it does two things really well. One of which is it has a lot of stamina. I can run a lot. But critically, I'm very good at running uphill. I don't like take movement penalties from running uphill. I'm faster at running downhill. I took the dodge skill, so I can spam that a little more. And because I'm a giant gremlin, that fall damage reduction does mean I can cliff around. So basically, the moment there's any height, I will not just outspeed you, I will deliberately try to lead you to your death. There are some cliffs that look survivable and really aren't. Only if you like hug the, you know, like when in a game you like hug the cliff and you like fall into a little jutted out part of the cliff and then onto the next one, so you don't have one continue. Yeah, that. I abuse those a lot. Because I already have like a good amount that I can fall without taking any damage. So I just stack that on top of that. Really, I'm only kind of fucked if one of the flying dinos decide to chase me, but usually they tend to not give a fuck. So... partly not my problem as long as they don't. But also, like, even if they do, it's still gonna be funny because... the packy can actually jump pretty high. So they could chase me. I'm just immediately gonna try to jump and headbutt them. And the packy's headbutt hurts. And flying dinos are not very tanky usually. They hit pretty hard, but not very tanky though. But yeah, I love playing a little gremlin.
We
Mind
are
you, I'm not
aware.
even playing. The funniest part is I'm not even playing the 2 ultimate gremlins. There is a oh, those are big dinos. Oh, that's not good. That's a lot of them. Oh god. I'm out of here.
So is this PvP?
Enabled, yes. You kind of have that soft spot of like sometimes people work together or don't really care enough to target each other, but the carnivores are carnivores and they always want to eat you. Whereas like if you play the herbivore, you're playing to get chased. Where are they chasing you? They're not going to catch up to me. They're gonna waste all their stamina they're going to waste all their stamina chasing me, and I'm questing while they're chasing me.
What does questing mean?
In order to grow the dino, you have to do these little like gather quests. It's pretty much like the core gameplay of the core gameplay loop. You do like you go here, gather 5 rocks or something, and you get some points and growth progress. And that's how mostly you grow your dino from like this few stages. And once you get to adult, then you just collect it to either get some more abilities or to get new skins. So I'm doing some quests to gather some reeds while they're chasing me, because I have that much spare stamina still. I know he's gonna get tired before I do. It's just a matter of when. Or if I lose him before that. But he's playing one of the speed. I'm pretty like I know that dino. I know it's fast, but he's keeping up pretty well, so I'm pretty sure he's playing like a speed build from it.
Right, Jin.
Razum.
Mwah.
Mwah.
You okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
I got him. Oh, sorry.
Ren?
Yes, master.
You okay there?
Yes. I squeaked a bit too much.
Yeah, today it only took 10 pats before he started breaking out in laughter when I was giving him his daily head pats.
Aww. He actually like breaks into laughter when you literally give him head pats.
Yeah, so every day since I came up here, after he comes home from work, I'll give him head pats. And I'll just stand there and I'll just pat, 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 pat. And it always took until 30 to 33 head pats for him to start breaking out in laughter. Then I mentioned this yesterday and he was around, and now he can he can only think about that when I start patting his head. So today it only took 10 head pats and then he started giggling.
That's adorable.
That is very true.
Ren cute.
Oh.
That's so adorable.
Pat the Wernie.
Yep. Update. I jumped down a really big fall. It took like 2/3 of my health. And like the baiting little gremlin I am, I laid it down to recover stamina at the bottom of the fall. Clearly, visibly very wounded. When you're resting, if you use the sleep mechanic, you take extra damage. I was just gigabaiting. I didn't really expect him to actually jump down. He jumped down, instantly died to fall damage. That's 2-0. I love this little dinosaur. It's so funny. He's so salty. He's already like mad in chat. I live
What
for these
exactly could he be yelling about, though?
He's just, right now he's just saying Packy OP. How did you not die to the fall? To which I explained that I took the ability that reduces fall damage, and he just called it OP. Mind you, the funniest part is it only reduces it by 10%. If I didn't have it, I still would have lived.
Huh.
It's just because the Packy's a much lighter dino than the fucking T-Rex basically that he's playing.
So, fun fact for everybody. Apparently, that curtain was load-bearing for the chandelier.
Well, duh. Why wouldn't it be?
I have no argument.
Salud.
Bless you.
Think about it this way, right?
Yeah.
If you have a curtain that goes from the roof to the floor, that's kind of like a pillar, isn't it?
It wasn't going from the roof to the floor, though.
Spiritually, the shadow was reaching the floor, you know?
It wasn't even starting at the roof, though. The
Was it
roof's
stuck
up
in the
there.
middle of the thing?
It was started right there.
Perhaps it was from the windows to the walls.
Or I suppose probably.
All I know is that
Okay.
suddenly I took a little bit of damage from the chandelier and everything falling.
What if next time you catch the chandelier?
You know how this game works. You know that's not possible.
Yoink. Oh yeah, Ren, are you still there?
Yes.
I read up on the dinosaur that you said you liked yesterday. I figured out something about it.
What?
Apparently, it's considered kinda low-key, mostly really bad and only good at running away, but it's not really that good at running away, so you're just free meat for everyone.
Of course.
You're playing the prey game and trying to run away from people.
Of course.
For
Could
the little
somebody
bit of
bring up
reference.
quote 1, 2, 3, 4, please?
Oh god, what is
Come
that?
on! This is not fair!
Trust me, GipCap. If you have not seen it somehow, there you go. It makes all the sense.
Makes a lot of sense. Yeah, I agree. Incredible. I mean,
Wrens
at
are
least you're
edible.
honest. Look, I respect the honesty.
Mm-hmm.
uh, you know how I said the guy was raging in chat?
Yes.
I'd close chat and I just reopen it and I see him being like 1v1 me, and I told him not my fault if you get skill issue by gravity, and he said I'm just hopping servers, and I think he left the server because I don't see him on the player list anymore.
Oh my god.
I needed to put it into perspective, right? Like, I'm playing maybe like a mid-sized dinosaur at best, whose notably strongest, like, the strongest aspects of this thing are that number one, it can run around very well, and it famously got nerfed because from what I was reading, the thing this thing did best was bonk people. Like, you know, have you seen the Jurassic World movies?
Yeah.
You know the one where there's like the little dinosaur that escapes that headbutts things?
Yeah, I know which one.
Yeah, it's that dinosaur. That's what I'm playing. I've just not really dealt with the headbutts because I'm assuming most anyone who's out there looking to PvP is probably going to be bigger and or stronger and or better at this game than I am. So I've equipped this thing for running instead, which is pretty good at doing. But beforehand, the bonk on this used to be able to push around pretty much anything. And one of the things people would do would be like they would wait by cliffs for players nearby and bonk them off of cliffs. A T-Rex is
Fun!
approaching you. A T-Rex is approaching you. Bonk. The biggest dinosaur in the game's approaching you. Bonk. Off the cliff you go. You want to gang up with your friends on someone being mean to you? Grab like 4 packies, put them in a single group, and start bonking someone off of a cliff together. Oh, the guy's back, but now he's playing the monitor lizard dinosaur.
The Wren
thing.
is approaching you. Just open your mouth.
I will be approaching the Wren and opening my mouth.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Wren, are you working on that character sheet?
No.
What you doing?
Trying to stay awake.
What if you go to sleep?
That's a good idea.
Why are you so tired?
Ren, you
So-
might as well crawl into bed now. I know you're going to be watching videos on your phone for an hour before you fall asleep.
Yeah, that's how I relax.
Excuse me, what? So you're saying I could have had an extra hour of Ren time all this whole time? Thank you. Good boy, Rex.
I'm sorry. I don't know what else to say.
You could say something like, "Yes, master, I'm sorry. Please gobble me up."
Okay, yes, master. I'm sorry. Gobble me up.
No, you didn't say please.
Oh,
Instead,
okay.
you just gave me an order, which is not okay.
Ah. Okay.
It's not much fun when he's tired like this. There's no fight. There's no vigor. It's just, okay, I don't care about you or anything else. Nothing matters
tired.
except me and my sleepiness.
Where's
Why?
the
Why?
where's the cobalt meme again?
Which one?
The Ren and Cobalt one. The Rain and Cobalt one. You know, it's not about you, kind of thing.
Oh, that. This isn't about him.
Yeah.
Joke.
Well, yes, of course I would, Vari. It's fun to tease him about his moans.
Until he starts moaning about his moans.
That just makes
I
it even
love
more
that.
funny.
I think
I
it's too
love
much.
you, master. I love you. I love you so much.
What did you do?
I didn't do anything. I just realized that was all a tease. I didn't realize that. I thought you were actually annoyed by it.
Okay, hold up. Have you been sitting here for the last 10 minutes just overthinking things and getting more and more upset about it and stuff?
No, not that. I'm just thinking like, not me upset, but like, oh, I'm doing something awful. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, you're not liking this. That's where my headspace was.
I want to offer the defense that sometimes it can be a little difficult to tell with you, because sometimes you can be like a little upsetty and be like, ah, wait, hold on, it's actually serious. But also, I feel like you've teased read about this so many times that it should be really obvious.
Let the record show I gave him plenty of aftercare today.
He did.
Let the record show.
Yeah, I'm just. It's just me being me. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
Good night, Irvis.
Am I nervous?
Good night, Irvas. I hope you sleep well, little Evie. And Chaos, it is a delight to have you. Please do me a favor and tell Lightpaw that he is a pumpernickel. Thank you.
So what?
Pumpernickel.
What does that mean?
English?
It's a type of bread. Pumpernickel bread? Never had it?
Nope.
Nope.
It's a very dark brown bread.
I was gonna say Pumpernickel sounds like a failed 80s band.
Good night, Shadow Hunter. It is a delight to have you here, lurking in the shadows, watching our every movement, especially the wren's every movement. Please continue to stalk him and make
Why
him wonder
me?
what that is in the shadows.
Oh God, why?
Disclaimer, this is not a real invitation to stalk people. Please don't do that.
Correct.
As your trustworthy moderator, I felt it appropriate to offer a disclaimer for a moment.
Ren,
Yes, Master.
go give Raijin a hug.
Okay.
Tell him it's from me. The fuck was that noise?
Yeah. I'm fluffing it out, Ren. Why are you so confused about that? And also, no, I'm not muted.
Is Ren aware he's still in voice?
You also never told me that it was from you.
He did? So he took credit for the hug I sent to you?
Hilarious.
What's happening?
You took credit for the hug I sent to Raijin?
No, I didn't say that.
But nor
Yeah, exactly,
did you.
that's the problem.
Yeah.
What?
I told you to say it was from me.
Oh.
Zim specifically said, go give Rajan a hug. Tell him it's from me.
I missed that part. I took my headphones off before I heard that.
How do you do it, Sim? How?
So what noises did come through on my microphone? I'm curious.
I am unable to replicate them. I apologize. Summarize as bottom noises.
Double frick.
Frick. Double frick. Triple frick.
No,
Quadruple
no triple frick. No, only double.
frick.
Well, boss wants a double, so I guess he's getting a double.
Oh dear. When do I say oh dear like that? I'm listening to Merle too much.
I mean, that's okay. Merle is precious.
Yeah, but I'm not.
Monster freak! Are you satisfied, K-Awesome?
That's what half of the community here is into, probably.
Ren, do you want to be monster fricked?
No.
His response is sus.
How?
Pretty sus.
Triple sus.
Again, how?
Well, quite simple. I said so.
Ah. Okay.
I have sent you something in DMs, Ren.
I see your
And I'm
answer.
going to ask again. Do you want to be monster fricked?
Maybe?
Only maybe?
Technically, Digimon are monsters.
I mean, technically, so are Pokemon.
I mean, oh boy, there's a lot of that going around. New Gen's got announced a lot of new arts.
Ah, I
What are you
see.
doing,
He is
Ren?
continuing to stare at that art.
What did you do to him?
Oh, I sent him this.
You know, Ren, you're always free to ask for some assistance if you would like it.
I'm good for now. I'm good. I'm good for now.
Got him.
Good boy, Ido. I knew I could count on you to truly be the one that saves my sanity. Good boy, Ido.
Mhm.
At least one of my pets got their sheep done.
How does it make you feel?
Relieved.
Good, good. Very good.
Once again, I am reminding Ren that I am always open to assist.
You know what I think you should do, Ren?
Yes.
Have you gone through the character creation page?
Yes.
So what else do you need to do?
Oh, use my EXP points.
How much do you got?
That's the thing, is that I walked them all through all of the XP stuff, or all of the character creation. The only thing they've got left is the spending of XP.
Yep.
Alright. I think you should pretty much think of 3 things broadly. I mean, you can think of other things, of course, but I think easy ones are just like any skills, any feats, any moves or weapons. Usually I find if you pick like at least 1 or 2 of those, then you very naturally fall the others into place. Like if you're gonna make a medium weapon, you also want the medium weapon proficiency feat, and suddenly there's like 30, 40 XP gone. And then you decide to take another
I mean,
weapon.
in reality, it would be quite easy because we've already established that Zizo is going to be hiding behind the shield, which also informs the kinds of feats that he's going to want to pick up, as well as the kinds of moves that he's going to aim for.
Oh, there you go.
Designing the character sheets and spending the EXP would be very, very straightforward.
Right, like what's a... So I guess first we have to go for the weapon, right? Well, for the shield.
I
It shouldn't be
will
too
say we don't actually have shield rules yet.
hard. Oh no.
Yeah, so given that, we can ignore the weapon for now, but we still have several feats that we can inform. Like, first of all, if you're going to be a defensive focused character using a shield, there's several feats that are perfect for that kind of thing. And one of the big things that happens when you're playing a defensive focused support character is that you're going to be using your exhaustion to help support others. So you're going to want a lot of willpower and vigor, and you're going to want a lot of things that will help support the usage of second wind. Essentially, a lot of the stuff that Nova's already picking up. Additionally, since you're aiming for something more supportive, you should probably pick up things that either help lock down opponents, as in moves that will do that kind of thing, or moves that will boost the stats of yourself and your allies, particularly physical and special integrities.
Ran, please tell me you're listening.
I'm trying to, but like I said, I am tired as heck now.
It's nice to meet you, Tired, but please listen to Raijin.
I'll tell you what, son. I'll make sure it gets done tomorrow. Because tomorrow he won't have the excuse of having had his trust broken. And failing that, I know how to get onto his PCs now, so I could just pull up his character sheet and set it up myself.
Deal.
Dear goodness. You really do have your work cut out for you, son.
I'm aware.
I don't know what Zim was expecting when he decided he wanted a campaign full of his pets, but I hope he's getting everything he hoped for and more.
I still think the funniest part about it all is coming to the realization that there hasn't even been session 1. Zim, the campaign hasn't even started. If you exclude session 0, you've played for a total of 0 hours.
The thing I'm worried about the most is how many people are actually going to show up on every session.
Oh yes, this is going to be a very popular campaign. The chat is very much excited about it.
Of course they are.
I mean, I'm not talking about the chat. I'm talking about the players.
Why is that a concern?
Ren, you wouldn't want to disappoint your fellow pet and party leader, Inkwell, would you?
No, I'm not talking about me. I'm just talking about the others.
Oh, so you're throwing shade at other pets. I see.
I'm just worried is all.
I'm not, because I feel like if there's any campaign where the storyteller can wrangle everyone and force them to show up, it's going to be this one.
That is true. But I really do hope Master doesn't need to do that.
Ren, why would you ever say those words?
Because I'm me.
Go knock on wood 3 times for good measure.
Nice to know that I am going to have to struggle to get all of you to show up.
I love you, Master.
Ren has cursed me.
I love you, Master.
There is no more hope. The darkness is closing in. I thought my pets left me.
I do love you. I'm just cursed. I'm sorry.
It's okay, satirical. At the least, I know Ida will show up.
I'll show up too, Master.
Will you?
Didn't you say you were going to
Yes.
be late?
That's not my fault. I can't control the traffic.
But you did say you would be late.
Wow, Ren. I can't believe you'd say that.
I don't know what else to say. Like I said, I'll try to get here as fast as I can, but I can't promise you anything.
Just ram them all with your shield.
Okay. Gotta buy a shield first.
Disclaimer,
legit-
please do not cause traffic accidents IRL.
We do need to decide how big your shield is
Yeah.
and what style it is. So why don't you
I
figure
was
that
thinking,
out?
like,
Oh, it's just straight up the shield. It's just straight up one of Goofy's shields.
It's all Kingdom Hearts. It always has been.
Is it really round?
Maybe? I don't know now.
Yeah, and so whenever you want to reward Ren for being a good boy and a good player, you can give him a key charm for his shield that will upgrade it, and it will change the style of the shield.
Oh my god.
Geeman. 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 Geeman! Geeman. Geeman. Geeman, Geeman, Geeman. Hash brown. Geeman, Geeman, Geeman. Hash brown. Geeman,
Oh,
Geeman, Geeman.
Geemans.
Hash brown. Come join voice with us.
Geemans. Join, boys. You know you want to.
So that said, I'm going to go and swap games real quick. So, thank you everybody for joining us so far on the stream today. That was 7 Days to Die, as well as an Art Martin stream. Check out our website, zgfgaming.com. We've got links for our Discord, Telegram, Mastodon, Blue Sky, Patreon, and more. They are on the website as well as down in the description below through our link tree. Thank you to my patrons, tippers, and subscribers. It is your support that keeps this channel alive and going. I cannot do this without your guys' help and your support, so thank you. Consider becoming a patron over at patreon.com/zgfgaming. It's one of the best ways to support the channel, though you can also do so by sharing the stream around, grabbing packs of cards to stream loot, using our Humble Bundle partner link, or just coming by and hanging out. But for now, thank you so much for joining, everybody, and I bid you all the most fondest adieu.
Bye-bye.